Let me tell you something, when people doubt you, when they laugh at your potential, when they say you can't rise, that's when you show them who you really are. Trump fears India's rise because India is no longer just a dream. It is becoming a powerhouse, a force of discipline, of ambition, of unstoppable energy. I know what it takes to build strength. I know what it takes to break limits. And I see that same fire in India today. It's the fire of 1.4 billion people who refuse to stay down, who refuse to be second place, who are ready to dominate in technology, in economy, in leadership, in vision. That's why there is fear, because when you rise with focus and determination, the whole world has to pay attention. Discipline and hard work are the foundation of every great achievement, and when we look at the rise of India, we see a nation fueled by this very principle. The story of success anywhere in the world has never been about shortcuts. It has always been about consistency, about showing up every single day and giving your best even when nobody is watching. India's growth is not an accident. It is the result of millions of individuals waking up early, studying late into the night, working long hours, building businesses from scratch, innovating in technology, pushing boundaries in science, and showing the world that discipline is more powerful than doubt. If you want to understand why India is rising, you must understand the mindset of its people. It is a mindset that says, we may not have been born with privilege, but we were born with strength, resilience, and the hunger to prove ourselves. This hunger fuels discipline, and discipline fuels achievement. Every single industry in India reflects this truth, from the young student in a small town preparing for competitive exams to the farmer who refuses to give up despite challenges in weather and resources, to the entrepreneur who builds a global company with limited capital. Discipline is at the core. Hard work is not just a value in India, it is a culture. It is something taught at home, reinforced in schools, and demanded by society. And when a culture of discipline merges with ambition, the result is unstoppable growth. That is what the world is witnessing right now. And that is why even the most powerful leaders in the world watch India closely, because they know a nation that is disciplined and hardworking cannot be held back for long. When we talk about discipline, it is not just about waking up early or working long hours. True discipline means staying focused when distractions are everywhere. It means sacrificing comfort today for a better tomorrow. It means ignoring the noise of critics and dedicating yourself to the mission at hand. India's rise in the global arena is an example of this type of discipline. Decades ago, people would dismiss the idea of India becoming a technological hub, yet today some of the biggest companies in the world are led by Indian minds. That is discipline at work. That is years of education, perseverance, and relentless hard work finally paying off. This rise is not overnight. It is the result of staying the course when others would have quit. Hard work transforms weakness into strength. It transforms limitations into opportunities. And when an entire nation embraces hard work, that nation becomes a force that cannot be ignored. In India, hard work is seen in the spirit of the youth who want to create something new, in the dedication of families who sacrifice for the next generation, in the determination of innovators who want to place India on the map of global excellence. Every dream chased with hard work adds to the collective rise of the nation. Every sacrifice made in silence echoes in the success that the world now witnesses. It is easy to fear power built on wealth alone, but power built on discipline and hard work is far more intimidating, because that kind of power cannot be taken away. It cannot be bought. It cannot be destroyed by temporary setbacks. When discipline becomes part of your identity, you will always find a way to rise again. India embodies this. Despite economic struggles in the past, despite political and social challenges, the disciplined pursuit of growth has lifted the nation step by step, year by year, into a position where it now stands tall on the world stage. And that rise is only possible because of the consistent commitment to discipline and hard work that has been ingrained into the people. Discipline gives you control when chaos surrounds you. Hard work gives you confidence when the odds are stacked against you. Together, they create a foundation that no fear, no doubt, and no competitor can shake. That is why discipline and hard work drive India's rise. And that is why the world sees India not as a nation to underestimate anymore, but as a nation to respect, to compete with, and in some cases, to fear. Unity and vision are two forces that transform a nation from being just a collection of people into a powerhouse that commands global attention. Unity is strength, but when it is combined with a clear vision of the future, it becomes unstoppable power. India's rise is not just about numbers, population, or resources. It is about a collective spirit that is beginning to align behind a common dream. This unity does not mean everyone thinks the same or acts the same. It means that despite differences, people are driven by a shared desire to see their nation succeed, to break through old limitations, and to prove their worth on the global stage. That is the kind of unity that shakes the world, and that is the kind of unity that leaders fear. When vision is added to unity, the direction becomes clear. A nation without vision is like a strong body without a mind. It has power but no guidance. But India today is showing a vision of progress, innovation, and leadership. From digital transformation to space exploration, from becoming the fastest growing economy to building global influence, India is no longer walking blindly. It is setting goals and relentlessly moving toward them. Vision gives people purpose, and when millions of people share that purpose, the momentum becomes unstoppable. That is why unity and vision together become a source of fear for rivals, because no one can fight against the combined force of purpose-driven people. Unity in India is built through resilience. For centuries, the country has faced division, challenges, and setbacks. Yet again and again, it finds a way to come together when it matters most. This ability to unite in moments of need is one of India's greatest strengths. It shows that beneath all diversity, beneath all differences, there is a heartbeat that connects people. That heartbeat is the vision of a stronger, brighter future. And when this vision is embraced, it turns ordinary individuals into extraordinary contributors. The farmer, the teacher, the student, the engineer, the entrepreneur, each one begins to see themselves not just as an individual, but as a part of a rising nation. This shared identity is what creates unstoppable progress. Vision acts like fuel for unity. When people believe in the same future, they work together with passion and persistence. We can see this in India's rapid technological growth. Young innovators from every corner of the country are united by a vision of global excellence. They are no longer satisfied with following others, they want to lead. This vision is driving startups, new industries, and global recognition. The same is true in areas like defense, space, medicine, and education. When vision sets the direction, unity provides the strength to carry it out. It becomes a chain that cannot be broken because every link is working toward the same end. It is also important to understand that unity does not mean absence of challenges. Every great movement has differences, debates, and struggles, but true unity means rising above those struggles to focus on the greater goal. India's vision of rising as a superpower is stronger than the differences within, and that is why it is feared. A divided nation can be controlled, but a united nation with vision cannot. That is why unity and vision together form a foundation that intimidates competitors and inspires respect from allies. When people unite behind a vision, their potential multiplies. A single person's dream can be dismissed, but when millions share the same dream, it becomes reality. India is living proof of this truth, with its people uniting behind the vision of economic power, technological leadership, and cultural influence. It has created momentum that cannot be ignored. Every citizen who contributes, no matter how small the effort, adds strength to this rise. And the world is beginning to see that the force of a united vision-driven India is not something to take lightly. This is the force that transforms fear into respect and competition into recognition. Unity creates power, vision gives direction. Together they create destiny. India is proving this truth every single day, and that is why unity and vision create fearless power. Breaking limits in technology and economy is what truly defines the new era of India's rise. The world has always respected nations that push beyond boundaries, that refuse to accept the limits placed on them, and India is stepping into that category with confidence and determination. For too long, people thought of India as a nation of potential but not performance, a country that was rich in talent but limited in execution. That perception is now being shattered every single day as India breaks barriers in technology, innovation, and economic growth. The limits that once held the nation back are no longer chains. They are stepping stones that fuel the ambition to achieve more. And it is this relentless breaking of limits that creates fear in those who never expected India to rise so fast, so strong, and so decisively. Technology is one of the most powerful tools in today's world, and India has embraced it like few others. From creating one of the largest digital payment systems in the world to leading in software exports, the nation has shown that innovation is not confined to Silicon Valley. With engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs working day and night, India is redefining what is possible. Space exploration, once thought to be the domain of only a few powerful nations, is now an area where India has proven its capability by successfully executing missions at a fraction of the cost. This ability to achieve big goals with discipline and efficiency is breaking global perceptions and showing the world that India cannot be underestimated. Breaking limits in technology means that the rules of the game are changing and India is playing to win. Economic growth goes hand in hand with technological advancement. A strong economy is not built by chance. It is built by vision, discipline, and the courage to take risks. India has emerged as one of the fastest growing major economies, and this rise is not just in numbers, it is in influence. Foreign investments are pouring in, industries are expanding, and the middle class is growing stronger. This growth is creating opportunities for millions and positioning India as a market no one can afford to ignore. When an economy of over 1 billion people begins to rise with momentum, it becomes a wave that is impossible to stop. That is why breaking limits in the economy creates fear, because it means the balance of global power begins to shift. One of the greatest aspects of India's rise in both technology and economy is the ability to do more with less. This efficiency comes from resilience, from decades of working with limited resources and still finding ways to achieve results. That kind of mindset is dangerous for competitors because it means India is not dependent on abundance to succeed. It can innovate under pressure, create solutions with limited means, and still deliver results that shake the world. This ability to break limits with efficiency is what sets India apart, and it is why other nations now see India as not just a competitor, but a potential leader in the global order. Breaking limits also means breaking stereotypes. For years, India was seen only as a land of outsourcing, but today it is a hub of innovation. For years, it was viewed as a developing economy, but now it is shaping global policies and contributing to international growth. Every stereotype that once defined India is being destroyed by the reality of its rise. In technology, in economy, in global influence, the nation is showing that it is not behind anyone. And this transformation is not temporary. It is built on a foundation of talent, discipline, and an unshakable desire to grow. The fear that comes from India breaking these limits is not about today alone. It is about the future. Because once a nation proves it can break limits, there is no stopping how far it can go. Technology will continue to evolve, and India is positioning itself to be at the front. The economy will continue to expand, and India is ready to claim its place among the strongest. This momentum does not just change India's destiny, it changes the global landscape. Nations that once dominated unchallenged must now face the reality of India's rise. And when a country of this size, this ambition, and this discipline starts breaking limits, the entire world has no choice but to watch, to adapt, and to respect. Strength inspires respect and commands attention because true strength cannot be ignored. It speaks without words and influences without force. Strength is not just about military power or economic numbers. It is about the presence that a nation carries, the confidence that it radiates, and the resilience it demonstrates when challenges arise. India's rise is a story of building that strength step by step, through persistence, through unity, through vision, and through hard work. When a nation builds real strength, the world notices, even those who may not want to admit it. Respect is not demanded, it is earned, and India is earning that respect on every front by proving that it can compete with the best and still stand tall when tested. Strength in today's world comes in many forms. It is the strength of knowledge, where education and innovation become weapons as powerful as armies. It is the strength of technology, where breakthroughs redefine what is possible and push humanity into the future. It is the strength of economy, where growth and stability create influence that reaches beyond borders. It is the strength of culture, where values, traditions, and identity shine brightly and inspire others. India has all of these strengths developing at once, and that is why it is commanding attention globally. No one can overlook a nation that is advancing in science, building global companies, expanding military capability, and simultaneously spreading cultural influence that captivates the world. Respect is always given to those who refuse to back down. India has faced wars, economic hardships, and internal challenges, but every time it has chosen to rise again. This resilience itself is a form of strength because it shows the world that setbacks will never define the nation. It is this spirit of resilience that makes India a country others take seriously. Strength is never about never falling, it is about rising every time you fall. And the more you rise, the more respect you gain. India has risen again and again, and each rise has been higher than before. The strength that India demonstrates also comes from its people. With one of the largest youth populations in the world, the energy, ambition, and determination of its citizens form a foundation of power that no other nation can easily match. When 1 billion people begin to believe in their potential, the combined force is impossible to ignore. The talent and determination of the youth, in particular, are shaping industries, leading global corporations, and creating innovations that make the world take notice. That kind of strength is not temporary, it is generational, and it grows stronger with time. Commanding attention is not about asking for it, it is about leaving no choice but to be noticed. India is achieving this by proving itself in areas where others never expected it to succeed. Whether it is sending missions to Mars, building the largest democracy that functions despite all diversity, or achieving rapid digital transformation across urban and rural areas, India is writing a story that makes the world stop and watch. Every achievement, big or small, adds to this momentum. And as this momentum grows, attention turns into respect, and respect turns into influence. True strength also lies in balance. A nation that can grow economically while maintaining its cultural identity, that can advance in technology while staying rooted in its values, that can project power without losing compassion, commands a different kind of respect. This balance is rare, and it is what makes strength admirable instead of feared. India is finding this balance, and it is this balanced strength that makes its rise not just impressive, but inspiring. The command of attention does not come from noise, it comes from results, and India is delivering results in a way that cannot be ignored. In boardrooms of multinational corporations, in discussions of global strategy, in debates about the future of technology and economics, India's name now comes up not as a follower, but as a leader. That shift is the direct result of strength being displayed consistently. It is a reminder to the world that respect cannot be demanded by words, it must be earned through action. India is showing those actions day after day, and that is why its strength now inspires respect and commands attention